I'm going to do a sound test really quickly. All right, so let's get going and let's look at the markets. Let's go to the crypto fear and greed index first, and then we will see how that is doing. Right now we're at 51 and neutral. The crypto fear and greed index is kind of pretty much the same place yesterday. Yesterday we were at 48. So in general, overall, it really has not changed. How are you doing, Toby? I appreciate you guys the likes. It does help support the channel. Remember, this is my last live stream until Wednesday of next week, because on Monday and Saturday I will not be live. So this is doing it for the stream on Saturday. But yeah, right now the crypto fear greed index sitting at neutral. And until this is above 90 or below 10, it doesn't really concern me. But for right now, it's just always good to know where the markets are at with that aspect. Now we can go over to Bookmap and kind of see where the liquidity is lying on Bitcoin. So Bookmap shows you where all of the orders and liquidity are at on Bitcoin options. So on the left, thank you for the likes on YouTube, by the way. On the left, Bitcoin has liquidity at 125. And this is the weekly time frame. If you look at the right side, this is the daily time frame. You can see that short-term Bitcoin does have more liquidity to the downside at about $110,600, $110,700. But then if you look up, you still have a lot of liquidity at 115 and a lot at 114. I'm still long. I still think we go up versus down, but Bookmap does suggest you go back down to about 110.7 before we do anything else. So we'll see what happens. It does not look fantastic. Can we get the views? Can we get the likes up to the watchers on YouTube or on TikTok? That would be nice. So yeah, that's it. Bookmap suggests we go lower. Now, if we do the pump up, it suggests we go to about 115, at least 114, then 115. Bookmap has more liquidity at 115 than 114, but the closest liquidity, at least that I see right now, is at 110.7 for Bookmap. So Bookmap is bearish, technically speaking. I am still long on the 8-hour time frame for Bitcoin, but I will say that it does not look fantastic. It's really struggled in the last 24 hours to really get much of a bounce. It doesn't seem like we can really break 112,300. I still see this as the falling wedge on the daily stock RSI on the daily still oversold. And you're still above the 200-day moving average on the daily time frame. So to me, the trend is still up on the daily time frame. If you zoom down to the 12-hour time frame, you can see that the 12-hour time frame did for a while. Can you guys see that? It did for a while lose that yellow line, the 200-day moving average. But right now we're trying to reclaim that. We have not closed an entire candle above it. I would like to see that happen. It also suggests with the bounce right now that this is going to make a lower high on the 12-hour because the stock RSI is getting it's going up pretty fast while the price is not going up fast at all. So to me, that doesn't look very good. The stock RSI on the 12-hour looks kind of sketchy to me. And then on the 8-hour time frame where I took the long below this last local low, I did take a long below 108,500. I did take a long with the stop below it. But right now, I got in 2 days ago at 111,465, and right now we're literally at break even. And we've gone above 112 today, or maybe it was yesterday. We went to 112.8, and then today a little lower. It doesn't seem like we can break 112.7, 112.8. That would be that's my next target to the upside that we must break for the bulls. Then you zoom out to the 12-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame is still below the 200-day moving average, which is at 116.1, and it does look like right now that Bookmap. Sorry about that. I had to check something. It does look like on the 4-hour time frame right now that Bitcoin does want to come lower. To me, I could see this as a rising wedge that could be dumping to the downside for Bitcoin right now. So I don't love what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. This could be a rising wedge for Bitcoin on the 4-hour, and that would take you down to 102.8. So I'm long on Bitcoin, but I'm really considering cutting it off because I don't love what I'm seeing on the higher time frames. But then I zoom out to like the 1-hour, and even though it's in a rising wedge on the 1-hour trying to make a higher low on the stock RSI. So I'm having mixed signals here on Bitcoin. And then I'm open-minded to saying, could this be a left shoulder, a head, and then a right shoulder that's about to break you further to the downside? I don't, again, Bitcoin really looks sketchy to me on the 1 hour. Even though the stock RSI is oversold, that doesn't mean you can't dump. Really, that head and shoulders pattern on the 1 hour still suggests you go down to 1086. So I got to call it. I might have to cut my short off or my long off right now, just take a small loss and move on because the market looks awful right now. And it looks like we could get a bloodbath to the downside. And again, that measure move is 108,480. I do see a correction coming for Bitcoin. That seems like the most likely scenario. 15-minute time frame below or 15-minute time frame is actually above the 200, but it's really struggling. 10 minutes about to lose the 200. I'm considering taking that. I'm considering getting out of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin long, and getting out because remember, there's gonna be information tomorrow on the markets, and that could sway the markets one way or another. So at this point, I see downside for Bitcoin. I'm going to make the call that Bitcoin is going to dump out of its head and shoulders pattern, and we're going to continue this downtrend. It just looks bad, and I see more downside for Bitcoin. So this long, I'm going to cut it off after the live stream. I just don't. It looks bad to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me, I think there's better. I think there's better probabilities. There's other times there's better odds to take it long. And to me, right now, based on what I'm seeing, it doesn't make sense to continue this long. If I can get out of break even or close to break even, to me, that might be the best case scenario. Bitcoin looks really bad to me. And then we just looked at Bookmap, and Bookmap kind of agrees with what I see on the charts right now. Is that we go down to 110.6, at least 110.7. That's really the target. So short-term target out of this head and shoulders pattern is 108.4. That would be below 110. I gotta say, Bitcoin to me looks like we head down. If you guys have a request, let me know. All I request that you do is hit the likes. It does help support the channel. Thank you. Just a second on TikTok. So I do appreciate that very much. So what else do we want to look at right now? I'm in a short on Huma, but that doesn't look great either. Appreciate the like. So let's go look at XRP now. So XRP, let me start on the daily time frame. You have to remember, if XRP dumps, or if Bitcoin dumps, so will XRP. On the daily time frame, the stock RSI is struggling to get the bounce, but you can say that this is a falling wedge here, a bull pennant. Measure move would take you up to $4.50, a new all-time high on XRP. You're above the 200 on the daily, so daily looks fantastic to me. 12-hour looks fantastic to me. Let me jump down to the 8-hour time frame, but I'm a little bit worried. 8-hour is still above the 200, sitting at 284. Stock RSI doesn't look great on the 8-hour. 6-hour lost to 200. My guess is the 8-hour's next. So if I had to really call it, I would say the XRP is probably going to follow whatever Bitcoin does, which is a move to the downside. So let me go down to the 1-hour time frame on XRP and see if I see any bearish patterns. In all reality, I do not. 1 hour is above the 200 barely. The 2 hours below it, the 3 hours below it, the 4 hour is below it, the 6 hours below the 200, 8 hour. So really, I would be looking for the 8 hour to lose the 200 next. If you lose the 200 on the 8 hour, then the next stop would be the 12 hour. I'd be looking for XRP to probably tumble out of this and get a move to the downside, down to maybe 260 short term. But that's assuming Bitcoin dumps. If Bitcoin doesn't dump, then the bullish scenario is you hold. I would say if we want to get a move out of this falling wedge, I would say that XRP must hold 270. If you lose 270, it would be time to look for a short and a further move to the downside, maybe even to the daily 200-day moving average, sitting at 250. So if you lose 2.7, the next stop I see would be about 240 on XRP. That's the next support. So I got to say, I would not be longing XRP based on the smaller time frames being below the 200-day moving average. It doesn't look great to me. And then again, you pair that with the fact that Bitcoin looks sketchy. I would be looking for a downside move on XRP. So really, I could see XRP in the next week at least being at 2.4. That's my update. I can't be bullish on XRP right now. That's what I see. I appreciate the likes. Thank you for the likes, user 15 and Gangster Baby. So, yeah, hold on. Just let's go over and look at Ethereum now. Just a second. Let me load that really quickly. Ethereum on the daily time frame. Just see if anyone's watching on YouTube. Okay, so let's go look at Ethereum. Sorry about that. I have to keep checking something. So Ethereum on the daily time frame above the 200-day moving average. That's fantastic. 12-hour time frame above the 200-day moving average, sitting at 3182. 8-hour time frame above the 200-day moving average. So to me, it looks good. Let me jump down now to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame is above the 200, but this is really bad price action. You wanted to break out right here, you never did. And at this point, I'm sorry, but it looks like we could get a move to the downside, even on Ethereum. I do like the fact that the floor is still above the 200, but you have to understand that part of the reason that is the case is because Ethereum has done so well in the last month. 1 hour is about to lose the 200, or maybe it already did. No, it's about to. 2 hours is about to lose it. 3 hour and 4 hour would be the next stop. Based on the entire market and this really choppy price action, I'd be looking for XR or for Ethereum to probably do exactly what Bitcoin does and probably take a fall to the downside. So I'm not calling a short on Ethereum. It looks choppy at best. But XRP and Bitcoin look bearish to me. I would expect this to follow whatever they do. And Ethereum on the half hour is below the 200, 15 minutes below the 200, 1 hour and 2 hour about to lose it. I'm sorry, even though 1 hour is trying to make a higher low and 2 hour as well, it looks sketchy to me. And this could even be viewed as a rising wedge here on Ethereum. So I'd be looking for a move to the downside on Ethereum. And that is what it is. It just doesn't look good to me. I'll see, it looks sketchy. And Ethereum, that rising wedge would take you down to basically just above $4,000. So this is a 200-day moving average. This yellow line is a 200-day moving average. That's what I mean when I say it could lose the 200-day moving average. That's a bearish sign. Whenever price is below this yellow line, the 200-day moving average, that's usually when you see downtrends. And it all starts on really the smallest time frame. You could say the 1 second chart. I only look at the 1 minute chart. But like you blow it on the 7 minute. If you lose it on the 7 minute, you go down to the 10 minute. You blow it on the 10 minute, then you go to the 15. And right now you're hugging the 15 minute 200-day moving average. But you're below it on the 30 minute. The 1 hour, you're hugging the 200-day moving average on Ethereum. So to me, at this point, I take longs when you're above the 200, especially on the 4 hour and 15 minute time frame, and I short or I stay out of longs on it, if we're below that level. So to me, Ethereum looking for probably a dump out of this rising wedge. And now when I look at the 2 hour and 1 hour, I do see a rising wedge on Ethereum, which could take you as low as possibly $4,050. So, I'm just being transparent. The market looks bad, and I'd be pretty surprised if Bitcoin does not take a tumble here. I use the 21-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. Yes. All right, guys, that's going to kind of wrap it up. I see more downside. Like I said, my next live stream will be Wednesday of next week. I will not be live Saturday and Monday. I'll be live Wednesday and Thursday next week to make up for not going live on Monday. But this stream tonight was to make up for not going live this upcoming Saturday because I'll be out of town. So I will see you guys in the next one. But right now, the markets look bearish. And I'll be looking for a move to the downside. I will make more updates tonight on YouTube. So check out YouTube for the videos I post. But right now, I see markets dumping, and I will leave it at that. The markets just don't look great to me. They don't. I can't give you financial advice, but Ethereum short looks pretty probable, and I might even take that short, honestly. We'll see, maybe not. But the markets look bad, and I would keep it at that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers and adios. So trade your friend until the end. I'll see you guys in the next one, which will be for our next live stream Wednesday of next week at this time. By the way, we are live on YouTube as well, so go check us out on YouTube. That way, you guys on TikTok can see the entire screen. I do appreciate that. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week for our next live stream, and we'll be back starting Wednesday, back to our regularly scheduled live streams on Saturdays and Mondays once I get back home from Colorado. You guys have a great one, and thank you guys. Good night. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining.